Hello, in this video I'm going to talk to you about why reading a novel in English is a really good way to improve your grammar, vocabulary, cultural understanding and overall language ability. So obviously reading a novel is slightly level dependent. If you are below B1, reading a novel is probably going to be a bit too difficult. But from B2 and upwards, reading a simple novel in English is a really great way to improve your language. So the first reason why I believe that you should be reading a novel is that it exposes you to very natural English. Now obviously this is slightly dependent on the time the novel was written in. If you read, for example, Jane Austen, we don't really speak like that anymore. So I guess I'm talking about contemporary modern fiction. But these books are written to imitate real conversation. And this means that when you read a novel, you come across lots of idiomatic language, lots of phrasal verbs, lots of informal language that is very different from newspaper articles or the stuff that you might find in a course book or a grammar book. So a novel can really open the door to a whole load of language that you might not find so easily elsewhere. Now, the second reason why reading a novel is such a good idea, I think, is because it can really increase the speed at which you learn. Now, to give you a real life example, one of my students is reading a novel at the moment, and she noticed that in the novel, the writer was using a lot of past perfect sentences. And that's really been good for her because the past perfect, it's such a strange bit of grammar and you don't always come across it. So this student, who is about C1, was able to read all these examples of the past perfect, and it really kind of changed the way she saw and understood this language and made it much stronger in her mind. So reading, because it's so memorable, because you get involved in the story, it really makes an impression on you in a way that perhaps a course book or a grammar book might not. And because of this, you can learn more quickly. And the third reason why I think that reading novels is good is because if you combine your reading with your listening, you have basically got a super strategy. So extensive reading and extensive listening have been proved to be the best way overall of increasing your language awareness. And most novels these days, you can find an MP3 recording. So you can listen and read together, you can listen and read separately, but you are able then to develop both skills and gain completely different understandings of the text that you're reading. Fourth reason why I think reading novels is so good is because you can really utilize them to practice different reading styles. So you might choose to read one chapter just very quickly, and I'm just going to practice reading quite quickly and see what I get from my quick read. Other times you might go back and read the chapter again more slowly and more detailed. You might choose to really do some vocabulary work if you find a lot of interesting language in one passage. You can use novels to practice summarizing, predicting, working words out from context. There is so much scope in a novel to practice all those different reading styles in a way which is fun. Do you know, it's fun. It's more fun to read a novel than it is to read an IELTS exam text, for example. And the final reason why I think everybody who is B2 and above ought to try and read a simple novel is simply because it will give you a very, very special sense of achievement. It's great to watch a movie in English. It really, really is. It's fantastic to listen to a podcast. It's awesome to go away and practice the third conditional. Definitely you can do those things. But if you can read a novel in a foreign language from the beginning to the end, that is an achievement that you're not going to be able to do in any other way. And I know that my students who do this, who read novels and complete them, it changes the way they feel about themselves and their capabilities in English. So those are my 5 reasons why you really ought to think about reading a novel in English. If you go to my blog, you can read an article about this. And I've also on my blog site shared 2 links where you can go to find suitable novels for non-native speakers. My name is Sarah. I'm an English teacher and language anxiety coach, and I help people overcome their fear of speaking and using English. Thank you for watching.